Isang malaking awesome and bloody market tayo. BTC went down below 90k again. Bear market na nga ba? Tulad ng mga nasa chismis natin ngayon na umiikot sa Facebook, sa Twitter at kung saan man. And ako nga pala si Oso Bear. I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins and losses dito sa cryptocurrency. And yan nga guys, medyo may sakit pa rin ako and ayoko lang susumpungin ako habang nasa live tayo tapos mapuputol yung live. It will be unprofessional. So ngayon, mga news na binabantayan natin ngayon is insolvent na nga ba si USDT at gaano to katotoo? And JP Morgan, delisting risk and shorting rumors towards kay MSTR, which pinag-usapan na natin last week at unang-una tayo sa chismis. Ano kaya ang gagawin ni MSTR from here? Magbebenta ba siya ng BTC? Which pinag-usapan na rin natin dun sa mga nakaraang videos natin. Gano to katotoo na si Binance ay CCP product at si CZ ay CCP spy daw. And si China umaasim na naman patungkol sa pananaw nito sa legalities ng Bitcoin para maging legal tender sa China. Okay, so yan yung mga maiinit na chismis natin, and please do not forget to like and share and subscribe para una-una kayo sa mga chismis natin dito sa cryptocurrency. Okay, so let's talk about the chart natin. Nung nakaraan, di ba, we've been predicting that the market should be rejected here, and ito yung proof natin dyan. Okay, which is 2 days ago lang to. We've been expecting that there will be manipulation, but we want the market to go up at least sa 98k. So the question is this going to be the end of it, no? So I would say ang ganda naman ng naging bounce, no? Malaki yung naging ano natin. So yun yung naging clue ko lang din dito kung bakit ko pinatulan yung 81,900. We're still on a profit kasi 86,700. Kanina bumalik na siya ng 88, pero ngayon bumagsak ulit siya 86. Pero ito na, I wanna show you this, guys. Malay nyo, this is just like Bart Simpson. So, yan. Pinost ko na rin to sa Facebook, guys. So, please do like and share, subscribe din sa Facebook natin if gusto nyo ng mga contents at mga memes. Kasi doon ako lagi nagpo-post ng mga memes. Anyways, okay. So, let's go with our next chart. Okay, so ngayon, ang tinitingnan natin dito is, are we gonna sustain the 36% drop? Okay, mamaya, at the end of this video, I will share you guys what is my price prediction for Bitcoin if ever will go really in a bear market. Since hindi ko pa rin naman binabago yung pinaka-macro chart natin na ginagawa natin nung kamakailan. Pero, yeah, for now, okay, we'll just go with our bounce here sa 86,835. Mukha namang strong pa rin naman to. Pero I will not fully, okay, leverage. So tulad nga sinabi ko sa inyo, nasa leverage ano na tayo, season or narrative. So lahat ng tao or almost everyone wants to make quick bucks. And dito sila mas lalong mawawalan ng pera kasi malimit sa mga taong to ay hindi pa po bihasa at talaga kumbaga hindi pa talaga batak sa pagle-leverage trade, no? So yun yung mga problema. Kahit nga ako na marami na italo na ipanalo sa pagle-leverage, I don't want to always go along with these people. Kasi ang nangyayari, kahit anong laban ko is nagiging retail mindset talaga ako pag nasa leverage tayo. It means na fish out din ako na SL hit or sabihin natin iti-trigger lang tapos ililiquidate. Nangyayari talaga yun, guys. Okay, so ngayon, ito na yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Okay, if we will look at it, okay, we already returned, no? Ito na yun. So we are just returning here to retrace this previous level. So kung ibababa natin yung time frame natin sa 4 hours, mas makikita natin siya. Okay? And the question is, okay pa ba yung RSI? So, reset ni RSI, yung liquidity natin ang medyo delikado kasi bumagsak at nag-plummet siya. Pero ang maganda is bumalik agad siya above dun sa green line natin. Yun lang yung isang maganda dun. So, but hindi kumagat yung price natin na umangat siya agad to 88, hindi siya bumalik agad. 88 sarado, oo, yes. Pero hindi siya pumasok sa 89. So, yun yung sana gusto kong makita na price. So, kaya medyo dehado ako dito sa liquidity flow na to. Okay. So, now with our MACD here, we still have a reset. So it doesn't mean that this is a best opportunity to buy or sell, etc. This is the decision making. Anything that you see na strong volume paangat or sabihin natin pababa, kaagatin natin from there. Okay, so many people will be assuming that this is going to be bear flag, no? So I would assume that in a short time frame, short time frame, sabihin natin, we're just retracing this level and we may be able to hold the 83K kung mag-ABC pababa to, tsaka tayo magre-resurge to 94 hanggang sa makabalik tayo sa 98, which is the moving average 150. Yan lang na may problema natin dyan. So, I'm still rooting for 98K in order for us to really sell some of our bags. Okay? I did already sold some of our bags sa 91, 92K in order to flow it to USDT and of course yung mga large cap assets, which is yung talagang magtatagal sa market like Solana, diba? Ethereum, BTC, and so on and so on. So right now, let's go with our first chismis. Okay, so sabi dito, gaano ka katotoo na insolvent na nga ba talaga si USDT or Tether USD? Nagsimula naman yan, lahat ng yan sa speculation na to. Okay, na sinabi ni Arthur Hayes na theoretically insolvent na daw si USDT. Okay, which is dati pa niya to sinasabi. At kita dito sa isang tweet or reaction from an interview ni Jacob King. Okay, why did this make so relevant? Yun na lang yung tanong natin. Hindi na importante kung ano yung chismisa nila dito. Okay, it's just gonna be noise. Ito yung importante dyan. Bakit napaka-importante nito? At bakit ito yung possible na nag-crush ng market natin back to 90K below? Kasi massive liquidity ng crypto is nasa USDT. Okay, and they're just earning passive income through yield, okay, or interest or bumabalik sa kanila by just staking or whatever, lending, borrowing, etc. blah blah blah. Okay, if Bitcoin or gold drop sharply 30% to 40%, sabi ni Arthur Hayes, okay, as these assets were being relied upon to replace the lost interest interest income. So, ibig sabihin, ano pa yung magka-cover dun sa interest na ibinibigay dun sa mga nagpapalend or gusto mag-borrow at yung nagpapalend. So, at pati yung mga nagsistake. Ano yung ibibigay nating interest kung biglang bumagsak ng 30 to 40%. So, dito pa lang, basag na yung sinabi ni Arthur Hayes. Okay, for me, is because bumagsak na ng 30% si BTC, more than 30%. And 40%, ito lang yung masasabi ko. Tingin ko hindi tayo babagsak doon unless there will be confirmation. We just have to really wait for that one, no? Pero we are in the 30 to 34, 35 yata yun. Okay, so balikan natin. Oh yeah, 36 actually. 36% drop already for Bitcoin. So yeah. Okay, so sinagot naman to. Okay, mariin naman na i-deny ni CEO ng USDT na si Paulo Ardoino sa pamamagitan ng pagbabatikos sa outdated at downgrade na ginawa nila to go with the S&P as part of their reserve. Kung bakit daw talaga nagre-resurface tong mga FUD na ganito na insolvent si USDT. Okay. So for now, ang nakita ko is tingin ko strong pa rin ang USDT, pero yun yung problema kasi sa USDT, guys. Okay. It is saying na nagbabak to ng 1:1 dollar. Kung mag-print si dollar, print din sila, etc. Pero sinasabi din nila na meron pa silang 30 billion in additional equity and was overcapitalized. Okay, so more on macro data, pero just posting this doesn't mean that you are showing your balance, no? So your balance sheet. Iba pa rin yung mag-present ka ng totoong balance sheet since meron kang hawak na traditional asset, sabihin natin, then moreover you should be complied to report your real balance sheet para masabi natin na totoong meron pa nagbabak sa USDT. Okay, so let's go with our next chismis na medyo mainit-init. Pinag-usapan na natin to last week. Okay, this is about the JP Morgan delisting risk and shorting rumors, no? towards kay MSTR. Okay, so kahit type nyo lang dito, lalabas na agad siya kasi sobrang mainit nga to eh. And I really think this is because of it. Okay, so there is a parang pinagtutulong-tulungan nila na i-crush yung buong BTC so that they can also crush the MSTR. Because there will be no dividends to pay. Walang magka-cover ng dividends na yan. Okay, kung sakaling magbagsak pa na magbagsak si BTC, okay, and mapipilitan si MicroStrategies to sell their Bitcoin. Okay, nagsimula lahat yan doon sa MSCI, delisting warning, okay, wherein pinangunahan to ni JP Morgan or yung CEO nila na tingin ko may beef talaga sila. So which could trigger over 11 billion in indiscriminate selling pressure. Okay, chismisan na natin to nung 21st November. Okay, ewan ko naalala nyo. Then, okay, ayan, pakita ko lang to. At ngayon, nagmamanifest na ata yung beef talaga nila. Okay, kala natin, acting lang during that live. Okay, and I really think that it's just to really induce more fear in the market since nasabay nga siya. But it is not the main reason why we fell below 100K. But it is one of the criteria or parang namumuong tumor kumbaga kung bakit tingin ko we are being really pushed down in a very surgical way. Okay, pero tulad ng rumors natin nung kailan, okay, malaking posibilidad na gutom lang si JP Morgan, okay, na isa lang din to sa mga hindi sumbay kay BlackRock at nagduda pa rin sa BTC at the moment where everyone is already believing that Bitcoin is going to be part of the future, okay? And will be, kumbaga, babaguhin yung pinaka-traditional finance. Okay? So, ito na yung sasabihin natin. Okay, the question is, are they just doing this, okay, to also get into Bitcoin since hindi nga sila nakinig? Okay, but if we will look at the price of Bitcoin, sabihin natin during the day, tabi natin to si Bart. Okay, during the day, when it was legalized, ano yun? Plano nilang ibalik dito yung price sa 59. We never saw that kind of price move ever in whole market unless this is a real Black Swan event, no? Pero hindi naman kasi nagtagal pa siya ilang araw. So 1 month na tayong pabagsak ng pabagsak. Actually 2 months simula na October, no? 2 months na, magto 2 months. Okay. So now, ito yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Okay. Ano kayo gagawin ni MSTR from here? So sell BTC na nga ba? Okay, ito yung masasabi ko guys. If malakas yung NAV, okay. Ano ba yung NAV? Ito pa ito sa inyo. Yeah. So yung NAV, okay, is modified net asset value that measures the company's enterprise value divided by its BTC holdings. Okay. So eto, may tweet dito, sabi niya, what if we start green dots? Okay, sabi dito, people don't realize how big this is. Okay, strategy has capital, conviction is unchanged, NAV is strong, and cash flow support buys, and demand could spike. A sailor signal is never random. O yan. Okay? So, ngayon, ito yung nakikita ko. Okay? Ang masasabi ko, if malakas nga yung NAV natin, I really think that this is going to hold. Okay? Doon nakasalalay yan. Okay? Hanggat hindi nag-weaken yung NAV natin or mag-negative 1, sabi natin. Okay? It will not domino effect. Okay? Kumbaga sa akin, sisiraan ni baliktad. Sisiraan ni Michael Saylor yung sarili niya. Okay, kung sakali mag-sell siya, for he already mentioned on his interview with Grant Cardone, ewan ko naalala niyo yon, yung video na yon, gumawa ko, nasa live natin yon, di ba? Ipinakita ko sa inyo na ini-interview siya, si Grant Cardone, patungkol sa kung magkano ba talaga para ma-capitulate natin si MicroStrategies. Sabi nila kahit si BTC mag-go below 10,000, okay, sabi niya doon, kahit mag-go below 10,000, it will not be capitulated. Hindi sila maliliquidate. Never sila makaka-experience ng liquidation. Okay, dahil mababa pa ang liquidation nila. Dahil marami silang pansalo. Yan ang sinasabi nila. So, now, this is all connected to JP Morgan's beef, I really think. Okay, at any moment, okay, someone can get checkmate. Yan lang yung makikita ko dito. Ayun lang nakikita ko dito. So it's either si JP Morgan, magkamali na naman siya, for the second time around na hindi siya naniwala sa Bitcoin. Tapos ngayon, iipitin niyo si MicroStrategies just to attack Bitcoin or vice versa, di ba? So, yan yung nakikita ko. Pero anyways, let's go with our next news. Okay, 5 days ago, nakita ko na tong news na to. Binalikan ko lang sa history ko. So, gano'n ko totoo na CCP product si Binance. Okay, so on my perspective, okay, sabi kasi dati, okay, historical, review lang tayo. Diba? Terrorist finance lawsuits yung issue nito. Okay, dito nagsimula lahat to. And it has nothing to do with the BTC crash right now, to be honest, or in my opinion. But nagkataon lang at sumabay lang. Okay? So, ito na yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Okay? So, meron kasi silang 1 billion transaction. 1 billion US dollars, not yuan. Okay? US dollars and transaction, okay, na nalilink si Binance dito sa mga terrorist groups na sikat noong 2017 hanggang netong 2023, which is yung Hamas terrorist group, Hezbollah, etc. blah blah blah. Okay, so kinatay sila ng AML ng USA nung back in the day at pinagbawal sila mag-operate dito sa US and to use US dollars. And si Binance, sabi nila, okay, sige, gagawa na lang kami ng Binance US. Okay, sabi ni US, okay, hindi lang ganun kadali yon. Magbayad kayo fines, tapos alis kayo dito. Tapos ang mamumuno ng Binance US is going to be an American. Hindi pa pwedeng whatever. Kung ano man yun. Okay, hindi pwedeng banyaga. So, 2018, kumbaga, yung nadali din yung 600 accounts na ginagamit ng Binance noon dito sa US dati na mayroon third-party tools and gumagamit ng unapproved bots, gumagamit ng unapproved third-party tools din na hindi pinapayagan. Hindi lang to mga VPN, etc. Okay? Sniping to. Okay, malupit na sniping to. Okay. Then, meron tayong scripts na malwares, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so hinalukay lang to yung issue na to kasi yung next news natin, which is our last news, na tingin ko will be one of the capitulating news to send us back to 67 or 69, sabi natin. Okay. Why? Okay, eto, let me tell you. Okay, so si China kasi umaasim na naman yung ano niya. So wala tong news, guys, wala to sa ano. Okay, ano lang to, kumbaga haka-haka lang to kasi may isang interview ngayon sa China. Okay, kay Xi Jinping na has to do with the parang naiilang siyang pag-usapan yung legalities ng Bitcoin. Okay, legalities ng Bitcoin na maipasa dito sa kumbaga doon sa China. And he was saying na parang hindi yon katulad ng US in China, and China will always be at their own narrative, kumbaga at their own success, on their own pace, at pagod na silang sunod sa iba't ibang bansa na iniisip nila na sila pa rin yung leader. So medyo strong yung claims. Okay, pero on a historical context, no, China's past action, okay, such as nung 2021, okay, binan nila yung mining and trading sa buong China. Okay, for it is already draining a lot of energy, sabi. Okay, and unaccounted energy. Tapos gumagamit ng free energy using China's waterfalls, etc. blah blah blah. Okay, so they have significantly dropped the market or disrupted the whole market back in Q2 ng market Bitcoin 2021. Okay, so tingin ko hinalukay lang hinalukay lang ng kung sino man, anong man bansa na against sa China yung Binance issue kasi nga umiepal na naman at nakikihati na naman si China sa atensyon. Okay, to manipulate or control BTC or whatever they are planning with BTC. Okay? And USA does not want that. Definitely, of course. Siya yung number one enemy ni China, di ba? Now, China, okay, continues to lose its attention, lalo na sa mga news like this, katulad sa mga terrorists, etc. Yung mga dumi niya dati. Okay. So, for me, right now, kung papakita ko sa inyo yung charts natin. Okay? And here's what I really think. Okay, ito pakita sa inyo. In historical ng BTC, balik tayo sa 1 week. Okay. Yan. I never saw BTC, parang mali tayo ng charting. Ito. Ay, hindi ito. Ito lang, parang nawala. Okay, so ito lang yung sasabihin ko sa inyo guys. I never saw BTC to fall below a certain Fibonacci level, which is pag nahanap ko kasi na-close natin siya kanina eh. Okay, so I never saw BTC to close below a certain level comparison dun sa previous move niya doon sa mga previous bull. Okay, since 'di ba mahilig kayong humanap ng rason doon sa previous bull market, 'di ba? 'Yan yung hilig ng ngayon ng mga tao ngayon. So, ito katulad nito. Okay, so balikan natin yung pinaka-chart natin na dati, the super chart na sinasabi ko sa inyo. Okay, whenever we drop, sabihin natin bear market, okay, ang nangyayari is we always hit this previous low, which is D1, okay? We never go below, or at least if there will be below, is because of banking capitulation and manipulation. So nangyari yan, okay? Naipit dyan, yung maraming banking, nagsara din 3AC. So, dito din, ganun. Okay, umangat tayo, boom, 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 bumagsak. Hindi tayo bumalik sa 1, hindi tayo bumalik dito sa 2, or dito. Okay? Pero dito, same thing with this one, we never went back. Okay? Pero we got supported on 618. We got supported on 618, which is this one, ito. Okay, and what are the chances for us to be invalidated na kumbaga, ito yung sinasabi sa 69K. Okay, bakit tayo pwedeng bumalik dito at hindi natin namamalayan na nasa bear market na talaga tayo. Okay, kumbaga dito bear market na talaga tayo. Of course, yes. Pero what I'm saying is we are not going to go on a bear market winter for 2 years. That's ridiculous. Na 1 year bear market bagsak lang tapos one year of recovery na sideways lang. That's gonna be ridiculous. Dito sa ganitong chart, we never experience any euphoria in the market, and we never experience a overheat sa mga on-chain data natin. So even macro is also screaming to the point na ayaw nilang i-reveal to kasi sobrang nakapublic siya. So anything can happen, any narrative can resurface. Sabihin natin nung 2024, hindi naman talaga dapat din nag-pump, okay? Pero dahil sa AI and AI agents, 'di ba? Biglang nag-pump. Okay, so same thing dito. Hindi naman talaga dapat nag-pump ng sobra-sobra pa. Pero dahil sa P2E, nag-pump tayo ng sobra. Okay, it happened. Okay, so anything can happen. Same thing here, dapat bumagsak na tayo, resurgence has bumagsak tayo. Pero dahil sa NFT, okay, and support with other crypto influencers na talagang may pagmamahal sa crypto during that time, we resurge for another high, causing a 2 or double top. Which is, pag tinignan natin siya dito sa oscillator, pabagsak siya. Okay? It doesn't make sense, but it is a divergence. Divergence is a divergence. Okay, here we cannot say that it is a divergence. Okay, kasi umangat siya dito. Ito yung yung divergence. Okay, but I don't see that, because ito nga doesn't support it. Okay, ito yung divergence. Ito talaga, ito. So it is very understandable at a retrace needs to be done. Now it is already refreshing. What happens next? Yun yung pinakamagandang tanong. So for me guys, as long as this is intact, okay, bumili na tayo sa 81,900. So we are still positive. Yun yung mga magaganda pag bottom buyers. So guys, chismis na ang lahat ng yun. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre guys, stay awesome. Goodbye.